Well, hi, good morning. Thanks so much for joining me in my shop here. Today I'm going to be focused on the magic eye in this radio and try to find out two things. One, why it's dull. I think I know the answer for that already. And two, why it doesn't seem to close or act as close as much as it should on a strong signal. So first step along the way, of course, is to put this guy into a tube tester. So I'm going to fish him out of the radio here. I've left this camera in place just in case I need to do some kind of future alignment stuff. I thought I'd just leave it there for now. So this bracket here is riveted or welded, spot welded onto this plate. So this isn't going anywhere. The way to get this out of here is to remove this screw entirely. A little awkward here. And if you're not sure what this big clamp is, that's what's holding my camera over here. If you're wondering what the heck that is. Very tight, so I'm going to pull out the rectifier tube here. There we go. This could be pretty hard to get out of the socket here. Yuck. Whew, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Ooh. Oh, it's come apart. Excellent. Wow, it's a happy day here. This plate has come out. Wow, that's a little bit damaged. Well, it looks like the original one is in there. I can't be sure. But almost certainly we're going to change the resistor that's tucked away back in there when we have the eye. Well, okay, so that's kind of a happy surprise that retaining plate came out of there. That's usually a big problem. So I've already set the tube tester up for this tube, but we'll double check, of course. Make sure it's correct. 6U5, 6G5. I guess that's probably the same basic thing. 6U5, made in Canada. 6U5. So I dialed up a 6U5. Let's just go through it here quickly. This is an unusual tube and it gets tested in an unusual way. 6U5, 6.3. It says E for signal. I guess the E means I, and it's telling you you don't need to worry about the signal because it's an I. H, I'm interpreting that as meaning this switch should be thrown to H. I'm pretty sure that's correct. 75531, 75531, 6000, 6000. Sensitivity not important because we're not using the meter to test this tube. E, set to E. Bias must vary shadow. Okay, did I say that loud enough? My cat will come running in here if I say shadow loud enough. Okay. Those guys are the fat guys there. There we go. I'm going to relocate the camera over here. So relocate everything. look right down on this. Okay, that's good for a start. Hit the switch. Now, if this comes up brighter in here than it does in the radio, I'll be very surprised. My guess is it's going to be similar brightness here, which is not very bright at all. I'm going to reduce some more light. It's definitely glowing. Okay, so the bright green one, this one here, is the indicator light on my tube tester. Let me just see if I can. Oh, I'm in the dark now. Nope. It's very dark in here for me. It may not be so dark on the camera. I'm just looking for something I can quickly cover that thing up with. Okay, we'll just use this. Just use a piece of cloth. Okay, so that's what we want to look at. You can't see it. Let's just see if I can. It's just looking straight down on it. Wow, it's very dull. Very dull in here. It's brighter. I think it's brighter in the radio. Now I'm going to adjust the bias if I can find the control. So the eye is barely moving. You can't even see it, I don't think. So it's extra wide open here. Wider than they are normally. It's beyond the 90 degrees here of openness. And then when it doesn't even get to the 90-degree openness. Something wrong with this test. I don't know if I believe that. It's just okay. It's not coming across in the video very well. That's for sure. I'm going to try a different tube tester here. Let's just reset this up in a different tube tester and see what happens. This is my Stark 966. This got to me, well, at some point in its life anyway, it was owned by the Laredo uranium mines. That's in Ontario here. Don't know if they're still operating. But if they are, they're operating without their tube tester anymore. You say, well, what the heck does a uranium mine need a tube tester for? Geiger counters. Okay, so let's get this guy set up here. So 6U5. Many of you really enjoy watching the tube testing, so that's why I'm happy to put it all on camera here. You personally who are watching this, you might not. I don't know. 6.3. JR5403. JR5403. 5403. 0. Forget the bias, forget the English setting, P4 to run the test. So the way this works is with this setting of switches, the eye will open, and with this other setting of switches, what am I doing? Like I'm flipping one switch from 0 to 2, then the eye should close. And again, we'll have a chance to see how bright it is. It shouldn't, again, it shouldn't be any different. I think the verdict's in on this tube, actually. So let's see this a little bit. 6.3 volts, yes. There we go. See, I'll douse the lights here. Oh, I guess we better switch on the tube tester. be a thing. What's happened here? Something is not going right. Something's not going right. Something's not going right. The heater seemed to be hotter than before. There was no green whatsoever. What happened? What happened here? Let me just recheck. These roll charts have a way of rolling a little bit while you're working with them. JR 5403. 5403. And press P4. Oh, I never pressed P4. Oh, but that shouldn't change the brightness. That should just make the eye. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it turns it on at that point. That's probably what happened. I probably had to push the test button to turn it on. Okay, back we go. Too many tube testers. Can't keep it all straight. See no green before. There we are. I see green now. Okay, let's just dose this. So what can you see there? It looks exactly the same as it did in the other tester. Open a little more than 90 degrees. I don't think this is the problem with this tube here. I don't think it's the eye operation. So I'll switch this now to switch the tube. Switch over to 2. Now this should be closed eye. See the button there? The button. Closed eye. Oh, it's closed and overlapped. So the tube itself is okay. I believe the green phosphorus material that makes the tube glow is worn out. The tube is worn out. Now as for it not closing in the radio, that's maybe a little bit of a different problem. It says would suggest that the ABC is not swinging wide enough. Really not sure I can do anything about that with any kind of ease at all. So that's the story on the Magic Eye. I'm going to think about that a little bit. Whoops, up here. I'm going to spend a little time thinking about that situation. Well, normally I don't like to work on these eyes because of the difficulty in getting at that resistor. But in this case, it looks like it's as easy as pie. I just slide that back. Try not to let these wires get out of order. Oh, this might not be a good idea. These are these free roaming? Oh boy. It's too late already. I've lost control of those. Okay, well, at the risk of having some challenge of getting these back in the right place. Oh, that's a major challenge. Oh my gosh, quickly get the camera in. I'm going to switch cameras here. No, that's not going to help. So let me just take a snapshot here. Okay, and boy. So a lot of these are, this might not be so bad, putting this back together. So this one here has been bent out of the way. I think when I pulled the tube out, this socket hung on to the tube and came up with it, and that's what popped the cover off. These things are murderous to get off of these things. This looks like it's been off once already. So there's the resistor. Let's check them out. What's it say? It says brown, black, green. That's 1,000,000. Let's see if it really is 1,000,000. Are you really telling the truth? Often these have gone way high. And the effect of this resistor not being correct is the eye's operation will not be correct. The eye will still be, it doesn't affect the brightness of the eye, at least not to any really great degree. Sit there, Mr. Meter, don't fall over. Go ahead and follow her. See if I care. Okay, cross the resistor. Move. Let's try that again. Looks like it's over 2 megohms. This would explain why the eye doesn't close all the way. Some funny negative voltage there. I don't know what that was from. Looks like it's 1.5. Let's get a little bit of a better reading here. Where did that high number come from there when I was doing that? 1.4. 1.3. Seems to be inconsistent. 2.7. Just by wiggling the leads a little bit. Huh. It's all over the place. Okay, that's enough of a test. The thing about these poor resistors is they're sitting at the back of the tube. They get cooked. They get cooked up pretty good. The sitting right here is the rectifier tube, radiating a lot of heat right onto the back of this. These poor guys get cooked up. I've really messed these wires up. I was all happy a while ago. I'm not so happy now. You know, I've never done this just outside of the socket like this. I just have to absolutely duplicate what was done there in terms of the position of these. Oh boy, I'm in big trouble here. Big trouble. But Fareed's going to be on TV in 10 minutes, so that's all I got to do. Just got to make it 10 minutes and have Fareed here. So let's do the resistor if I can get it done. A 1 megohm, it's fairly strong, like a 2 watt or 1 watt resistor here. There it is, right there, 1 megohm. Brown, black, green. Brown, black, green. Just to be sure here. Even when I'm totally sure of myself, I'm no longer totally sure of myself. So, a little bit of self-doubt is good in most situations, not at all. Sometimes a little bit of doubt slows you down. You can't afford to slow down. Not so much in fixing radios. Wow. This is a little bit ugly. Look, I have to work down in this awkward spot here. It's really tough. Okay, I've got to make all the space I can. Sacrifice the camera. This thing I cannot get out of the way. Maybe it'll work. Just one wire here that I need to work on. be great if these wires were properly colored. I could trace them, but the colors are pretty much gone on them too. I'm thinking ahead to when I have to put this back together. Okay, one. There you go. So they've kind of soldered it to the top of these, what would be the bottom of these prong bases. You can see on this one there's actually a fold over clip. Actually a fold over clip under that solder. Well, I got to hold this wire stiff and work up to it, work against it. I got to hold this stiff here. Okay, let's see how I can do that. Okay, so I've managed to get a clamp in here and clamp the wire so it's fairly stiff so I can work with it. I'll probably separate this one off and remove the resistor with this, and then get this onto this out here in free space, and then solder it back on. That's probably the best approach. Should I nip that off? So this is probably under the little tab clamp, so desoldering this won't make it fall out, or will it, because it's in there with another wire. It looks like they've actually folded the clamp around this way onto the resistor wire, and it's the other wire that's going to fall off. The lead wire. That would bring the whole thing right out. So I'll heat this up, melt the solder, we'll see what falls off. That's probably the best way to go. Here. Now, yes, you might be wondering why I'm so cautious on all these things. I seem to be like a scared of everything I do here. I am a little bit, because I know from experience that unexpected things can happen at any moment. If you do nothing, none of those things happen. If you do something, there's a chance something's going to happen you're not going to be happy about. So that's why I'm so hesitant. I take a little bit of extra care here. I've been down the river, like for instance pulling this cap back. Never done that before. Now I realize there's consequences to pulling back this cap, which I'm going to be forced to face. I'm not happy about. So that's why I'm so cautious on, even pulling the cap back. Next time around I'll be very cautious pulling that cap back. Learn by doing. That's the best way to go through life, I think. Oh, popped right off. How do you like that? Okay, we're out here now. Whoa, 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 don't run away. So far I have not bent the wires on the resistor or changed the relative position of the little pin clips. So I can still, well, actually that's not so true. I left one of them behind here. So I need to recreate this exactly with a different resistor. Now this is definitely clamped down here. Is it time for Fareed yet? No, I got 5 more minutes. I got to kill 5 more minutes. Okay, well let's see if it will fall off. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll just fall off. Get underneath the fold over tab. I'm not getting anywhere here. Okay, I gotta come up with a better arrangement here. Maybe I better go watch Fareed. Okay, so what I've done here, just to hold the clip in place, is I've just mounted the tube here temporarily, stuck the clip on the tube pin here, just to hold this in place. Did I say that already? I think I did. So we just want to kind of duplicate this arrangement. Okay. Now, I don't think this is going to heat the tube pin up enough to cause a problem. That's why I'm willing to do this. What's going on here? There we go. Just took a while. Off you come. I should be able to put this one right in place. I have too much wire sticking out here. I need some new solder. Move. It's on there. It's definitely on there. Good. Now, this wire has to solder down to this guy. Something like that. Trim off the excess wire because it's going to take heat away and make it a little harder to do this. Now, so I'm going to try to just tack it on there. Pliers are going to take heat away too. There we go. This is probably too loose here. Too loose on. It's just too wiggly to get a good connection here. Okay, let's see if I can make this work well. Just have to line that up. A little bit of pressure here. Ooh. Okay, let's try that. Now I have two hands free, which means I can wield the solder, which was the biggest problem with what I was doing before. And speaking of the solder, oh, here it is right here on the radio. There it goes, down to the floor. That's okay though, I held on to the end. I have about 3 meters of solder. Spew it out here. Okay, right up at the top. Come on. It's stuck together. How well is it stuck together? Well, I'll have to see if I can get this back in the socket now. That's really going to be the challenge. I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh. Chances are, right in the middle of doing that, the resistor will pop off. Let's see what this looks like here. This looks like a sad situation, Jim. You're going to spend a long time sorting out which one goes where. I don't think there's any doubt of that. It's a heartbreaker. This is a heartbreaker, I'm telling you. Well, I'm going to sort that out, but I'm not going to do it on camera because it's going to take forever. I got to trace each wire from underneath, identify what the wire is, where it should be in the socket, and then make sure it pops in there. I got to get 2 or 3 of them right, and the rest I think will fall into place after that because a good number of them are connected together. Ugh. Yikes. So, first step in figuring this out is this is what's controlling the way the tube goes in, because these 2 holes are bigger than the rest. That's for the heater pins, and there's a little mark here. That's absolutely critical. This will only go in. There's a little bump here, so this goes in this way. So that's marking the 2 heaters on either side of the bump. So that's my first goal, is to get the 2 heater terminals. Now, they should be bigger than the others. They look like these 2 here. One of them is soldered to another. For sure, these 2 are bigger, I think. Did I say something about not filming this process because it's going to be so ugly and painful? You can't really set one down without setting them all down too. That's not quite true. Can we figure out where these 2 should be? I think I need to turn them right around. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Lots of problems here. I don't like it at all. So the 2 terminals that are tied together is one of the heaters and the cathode. So one of those with that solid tie is a heater one. Yeah, I think I can tell which one it is. Okay, rotate this around. I'll set that one. Just get the right pliers here. one down. This guy down. And then this one has to go. This one, this might break the wire off. I push it down. A little jumper wire. Down, man. Anytime I go after one of these eyes, except for the very last one, it's always a really tough go. It's always challenges. Yeah, there's a lesson I need to learn here. So that one doesn't want to go down. What's stopping it? I got 3 of them in. Now, these 2 are tied together, and this one's free. I certainly want to go like that. That's where they want to go. Sometimes that's a very good indication of where they should go. Down you go. Got it in there. Is it right? So we got to figure out heater, what's next to the heater? Is it one with the wire on it? Oh, it came off. That's okay, don't worry about it, because I can solder it right up at the top here. Might have been better to try to solder this resistor in right in the place, right in the socket. You can't get the other one out, that's the problem. Okay, don't push it too much further until we know it's right. So what is next to the heater? Is it one with the resistor? Are we one with the resistor next to the heater? And I'm making sure I'm looking at the right tube here. So heater, yes. So the resistor, uh-oh, there's something wrong here. That's right, the resistor is supposed to go between 2 and 4. Socket position 2 and 4. I got them side by side. That can't be. So we're going 1. I'm looking upside down. So 1, 2. This one. Okay, hold on. Get it right now. This one's got to get around in behind these 2. This guy first. This guy out and in. This guy in here. So it's a little easier than I expected. And then the one with the resistor on it that fell off. Now these sockets are designed with a little, they're designed specifically for this purpose. They have a space for the wires to settle in. You have to get that right, or the sockets won't go down as far as they need to. So if you've really messed the wiring up on this, which I don't think I have, you run into that challenge too, which is you just can't settle these guys down deep enough into the socket. So that positions the resistor here to be soldered right in place. Let's get that right down. Get that right down before the other end breaks off. Perfect. Perfect. It's looking really good. I'm going to solder it to the wrong spot though. That's the only problem. 2 and 4. 2 and 4. I remember that. 2. Get in there. Fiddly stuff, eh? Lots of fiddly stuff doing this work. Come on over. Oh boy. Okay, down. Down you go. just talking about how this is made so the wire can settle down, but the way I've soldered this is actually preventing that from happening. Maybe I can bend it clear. Let's try that. Okay. Trying to swing the swing the slaughter, yeah, it's a slaughter, the solder blob into the space for the wire so the pin will go, the socket thing will go down further. I want this one to go down. Just twist it around badly. Now we'll bring the resistor over. Oh boy. That's it. Right there. Huh. Down. Okay, that's ready for soldering. Come on, soldering iron. Come on, yeah. I'm upset because I can't move my hand here. I gotta reach way over here and wake up my soldering iron, which I was supposed to wake up automatically. Okay. To push that with my finger. No, 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 no. I have to sort out why this one is up high still. What's stopping it? Stopping this thing from going down. That's dangerous. Pull that, pull them all. And this guy's not going down either. There he goes. Everybody but this one. Come on. Hold the part. There he goes. There he goes. Okay, they're all in. Are they really correct? They have to be correct at this point. They can't be wrong. I couldn't have done this wrong. As long as I got the 2 to 4 with the resistor through it, the only pattern you can put these in is this one. It's the only way it can go together. Push that down. Almost got a short here now. Jeepers creepers. Push it over. Well, it's hanging. The solder's hanging on. Okay, now I have a choice here. I have a choice of pushing in that plate and putting the tube in, putting it back together the correct way, or forsaking the plate. Forsake the plate, and if you pull the tube out, all these pins will come out on the tube. That's kind of what happened anyway, even with the plate in place. Now, the reason you wouldn't want to put the plate in is because it is so hard to get out. But once you snap it in, and where is that stupid plate? Oh, I must have been in here too long. Listen to me. I'm calling a piece of plastic stupid. A thoughtless piece of plastic. I think the thoughtlessness is me. Oh, for crying out loud. How can I, it's probably right on camera. You're probably looking at it. maybe not. How's this happen? It was on camera. Now, see how this is all smashed up here. There's the little bump. Because it fell right out once, I can't imagine it's going to lock in particularly good. Oh boy, I hope this works. That's not what you want to hear your doctor or your surgeon saying, eh? Well, it's in there. We'll now see if the eye works. I might as well put it where it's going to go, on the assumption I've done it. You notice I'm wearing a lot of clothes, eh? It's pretty cold outside. We keep our house fairly cool. And pile on the clothes. That's how we deal with it. Okay, I'll shove that right there. Here's hoping this worked. There's a chance it didn't. Now, I don't know which way to turn the eye either, but we're going to leave it the way it is right now. Okay, let's get this guy ready to switch on. What do we got going here? What do we got going here? Plug in the speaker. Tools away. So this is just to hear this. That's all we want to do. Oh, I got to put the rectifier tube back in too. See, it's pressed right up against the wires here. Right in there. That's really too bad. So many of these radios, these wires are completely shot. Not in this one though. You have to do the wires all the way back into the radio. So if doing what I did was fun, are we ready? I think so. What happened here? Did we not turn it on? Oh yeah, it's warming up. A little volume. Okay, so radio itself didn't die during that process. Now, I'm going to take a look at the eye here. It's a little hard for me to turn this. Good. Oh, I see some green. That's good. Good, you see green. A little less light. A little less light. So it looks like, let me close this door here. Still lots of light. So the pie is up in this corner here. Let's see if I can rotate the tube. Oh boy, you know what? That's not easy to do. Oh, I don't think I'll do it with operating. Let's leave it like that. Right now, I'm going to tune in something, hopefully. So that chick is my soldering iron. I killed it.
Well, because sometimes the market goes down. That's why I would bet against the market.
Wow. Well, that worked. Not much different.
He's the president. Nobody looks after you like Lexus of Oakville.
Complete the 2020 IS 300 all-wheel drive signature package at 1.9% for 40 months with a delivery credit.
I think that's the end of the road there. Oh, I got it on dim bulb still. Oh, look at that.
And start taking care of it. Use your home. Raise that financial IQ and start down that path that you've always wanted to go down anyway. It all starts, like I say, with that educational side. The education helps you overcome that fear. You've got to get past that fear before you can start doing any application. Right now we have a class coming up in your area. This class is where we've taught thousands, just like you, our patented core strategy designed to teach you how to make better investing decisions. In just a second, you'll be able to register for one of these free classes, so get your phones ready, and if you're driving, now's a good time to pull over. Included with your passes is going to be our Professional Insiders Kit, and this kit is packed with important information.
Well, that's not so bad. That's actually, I mean, it's still very dull, but I've got some light in the room now, as you can see. The camera is very misleading about light levels, relative light levels, so it looks like it's fairly bright in my shop here. It's not. It's actually dusky in here, but that's good. Let me give it the full. Here's the full. Now, under full lighting, it's a little hard. Well, you can still see green in there. Not bad. The only way to get this better is to put a better tube in. They're expensive now. They're going to hit your pocketbook for about $100 to get one of those. So it looks like to me, anyway. So for $100, I think a dull one is great myself. So that's it for the eye. What's left on this guy? I think all that's left now is to put him back in the cabinet and give him a good shot. I've discovered that here where I live, between the hours of 4 and 5 in the afternoon, in and around there, the 31 meter band comes to life, and there's quite a few strong stations on it. And then around about 5:36, gone. Everything. Just silence here at the bottom of the sunspot cycle. So, but if I get this radio together for around 4 or 5 o'clock, we should be able to hear lots of stuff on it. Okay, that's it for the eye. I really think all that's left now is just put it in the cabinet and see how it goes. Great. Thanks a lot for watching.